Hello, this is Sam Simon, also known as Dementia Man, with my video blog for the week of May 6th, 2024. I've been thinking about the nature of this journey with this disease called, I hate the word dementia, cognitive decline. In my instance, Alzheimer's disease. There is this idea of the journey being one of burden, the burden of the end of life journeys. By the way, it doesn't have to be just dementia, it could be almost any disease in advanced stages. And it's, of course, often most experienced by those of us of a somewhat advanced age. I am going to turn 79 in a few months. That means I'm in my 79th year of life. So when I turn 79, I'll enter my 80th year of life. My wife, my life partner, my love partner, Susan, is just a tad bit younger. She doesn't turn 79 until October. And we are been privileged in some odd way. Yeah, I use the word privileged. You see, I have been Susan's love partner or caregiver, and she went through advanced breast cancer, and I had to get ready. She was, well, I say she wasn't believing, but the doctor said that they expected her not to survive. There was a moment when the entire medical community got dark around Susan's condition, and I had to imagine holding her in my arms as she took her last breath. And now our roles in life are changed. She has survived an unlikely survivor. And of the many things I believe we've learned, or what she taught me maybe, is that despite the odds, always shoot for that outlier position. Always keep going, hoping that I'll be the one, that very one on the very end that survives, maybe even for the first time, this disease. So we're both pretty tough kids, so to speak. Yet with Alzheimer's disease, with this so-called dementia, I hate the word, there is this other conversation, this other view that the roles are burdens, that my journey, my life, my role, my decline will be to become a burden to everyone around me. And there is that narrative that rather than being that burden, at some point in this disease, I should end my own life. I should either go to Switzerland and have a company suicide, or maybe just kill myself while I still can. Don't be a burden. And then there's the other side, the love partner, care partners journey. Do I have to bear that burden? Can I bear that burden? There's the tragedy narrative, and it's dominant still. And so I think about that a lot in writing my play and in performing, in writing the book version of this play. I'm in the middle of that right now, and I'm confronting, as I write, this whole idea of burden. And I have realized, I'm aware, and I want to say it out loud today, this week, that there is an ultimate gift of love in that burden. As I think about it, Susan and I have gone through a marriage now so far, 57 and 3/4 years, August 23rd, 1966. That was a long time ago. That's 57 and almost 3/4 years ago. We've had our ups and downs. We've had good times and challenging times. We have 2 children, 4 grandchildren. Our adult son is a lawyer and a member of the Virginia legislature. Our adult daughter is a doctor. Well, she's a pediatric dentist, and she has 2 kids. We have 4 grandkids. One is 21. That was the age Susan was when we got married. And we're going to have dinner with our newly minted 21-year-old granddaughter this coming Thursday of this week. What joy, what great things in life. And yet, I had to imagine holding Susan as she took her last breath. Was it a burden? Now Susan is confronted with, and it's bigger. Not only holding me is perhaps I may be taking my last breath, but I may not even be me. It'll be this strange character, the new Sam, the transformed person who may not even remember who she is. Isn't that different? Why should she have to do that? Why should I put her in a position where she has to do that? As I thought about that, my realization that those are gifts. For me, if it happens again, if something happens, my ability to hold Susan so that she is aware and knows that she is loved, that I wish I could even express it differently, but I think there is an ultimate gift of comfort, to know that my soul is hers, that she, because of who she is, has been a gift to me. Yeah, we want to do that and say that even now to each other and try to express that while we can still, or at least I can still be aware of it. At least I can say that to her. Life's not ideal. And there are times, and even more so right now, where I get impatient and I bark and I raise my voice, not intentionally, and it happens. And there were times when Susan, and she was sick, insisted people leave her if they were going to cry or feel sad. She didn't want that in her presence. And so when I was sad about her illness, I had to leave the room. It's complex. But I've come to understand that there is a thinness, there's an arrogance to focusing on the material side of life. I watch as, even whether it's political or business, that what's important is how much money we make or who's doing their job right, and there's very rare moments when the depth of this kind of relationship comes to bear in our lives. And so often we think there are just times to get over and get through. Yeah, I'll cry or I'll feel bad, but then I can go on. And at the moment, I'm in the position where I think that these are what life journeys are really about, getting ready and preparing us for these moments. And the gift of my disease is that I actually grant my wife the opportunity for her side of this journey. And her side is that she gets to take that journey and to assure that I am not alone, that as I go through this, there's always other half of my whole. I want to try as I go through this, and even as I reflect back on my journey with Susan, tell the story, be a voice for the idea that there's a profoundness to love beyond the material, a interconnection of souls. I say the other half of our whole. And it isn't just a fancy idea, and it isn't just a song, though it is a song. The poem, I've done it before, I'll do it again. It's called Us. That life exists in each of us as a form of the divine, a tangible essence of who we are. Love is when our essence becomes entwined, each an equal half of the other. I love you simply awakens the us in you and me. There'll be a link. Listen to it in music. it's more than an idea, though. There is a binding of souls. The, the soul isn't just an idea, it is a interconnection with another person beyond the material. It's not often, and I'm in my 79th year of life. I've seen many relationships. They are good relationships and they're material. There aren't that many. I'm so fortunate that are at such a core, basic level. And the pain of separation is real. And within that pain is, though, what love really means. And I want, I know this sounds really funny, but I'm I know that there is a time and it happens. And there is a grace in that happening. There is a privilege in being able to experience that breaking, if you will, as a gift to the person you love most in the world. I wish I would be the one to give it to my wife when that time happens. And I hope she knows that no matter how cognitively aware I may be, that I infinitely value that she will be there for me.